And as the deadline for SDGs approaches, Tanzania prepares for voluntary National Review 2023 report. Good evening. I am Nasa Kingu. Just a reminder, you can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages at TBC Online. The Vice President, Dr. Philip Mpango, says the presence of sea has a crucial contribution in development of the country, and it requires joint efforts at the local, regional, and international level to set strategies and to find effective ways to protect and conserve the sea and its resources. Here's a report prepared by Emmanuel Samuel, read by Kefa Igilo.
As the world marks the World Ocean Day today, various stakeholders from the environment, fishing and tourism sectors have come together to celebrate this important day by educating the public on the importance of protecting and conserving the marine resources. Dr. Mpango, who is the official guest of honor, says it is imperative to protect the sea and its resources based on the endless benefits to the nation.
Tunapaswa kuweka uwiano sawia kati ya hali ya bahari na kuimarika kwa uchumi.
We need to have a stabilized ratio between marine status and economic growth. Data shows that if we won't take proper measures to control ocean pollution due to plastic waste, then the ocean will be overwhelmed by 2050. In order to ensure the marine sector continues to bring positive results to the blue economy, the Vice President, Dr. Mpango, has various instructions to the Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries.
Wizara ya Maliasili na Utalii, mshirikiane na Wizara ya Uvuvi.
I urge the Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism to work with the Ministry of Fisheries, ocean research institutions, and ocean science institutions from Zanzibar. Make sure you conduct extensive research so as to expand the knowledge on the ocean science and its effects in the community and ecologically. Moreover, use various mechanisms to identify ways on how the community and the nation as well can benefit out of the blue economy. The Minister for Livestock and Fisheries, Abdallah Ulega, is among the government leaders who attended the celebrations.
Mheshimiwa Makamu wa Rais, wizara yangu pia inaipa umuhimu mkubwa sana.
Honorable Vice President, my ministry has prioritized conservation activities of ocean resources, but also value this day in a unique way to ensure sustainable fishing. One of the ways to supervise ocean resources is having conservation areas in the ocean. Earlier, the chairman of the Board of Marine Parks and Reserves Tanzania, Engineer Dr. Bonaventura Baya, says that this International Day supports sustainable development goal and protects the ocean.
Ikumbukwe bahari zetu 5 duniani.
Our 5 oceans in the world cover 70% of Earth's surface. Therefore, the remaining 30% is the area covered by the land. All these efforts to conserve the ocean is because of its importance in our lives.
The President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, says the investment sector is crucial for the Zanzibar's economy and the prosperity of the people in the island. Dr. Mwinyi made the reaffirmation when he met and held talks with the German ambassador to Tanzania, Regine Hess, who paid him a visit to bid a farewell after finishing her tenure of service here in Tanzania. Faithan Gaga has more details.
The President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, says Zanzibar is keen to deepen cooperation with Germany, especially in the area of trade and investments.
Area of investment is something that we want to strengthen. I feel that we have more opportunities, and I would very much like to listen to the challenges that they are facing. I would very much want to talk to them, but we encourage more investments, because the sectors that the opportunity that we have is much more than the existing investment from the Germans here in Zanzibar.
Dr. Mwinyi uses the occasion to thank the German government for the cooperation they continue to extend to the government of Zanzibar, especially in the area of health, sports and tourism, as the country has experienced many German tourists visiting Tanzania. Ambassador Hess congratulated President Dr. Mwinyi for his political leadership, especially for the steps he took to create a National Reconciliation Committee between the ruling party, CCM, and the opposition, ACT Wazalendo, commending him for his efforts to continue to maintain political peace and stability in Zanzibar.
But then you came in and things started to change. And my first visit then was in December 2021, this peace conference. Remember that? With both of your vice presidents present, late Maalim Seif was there, and everybody was really full of hope and that you could reconcile Zanzibar. And we then, as German government, decided this is the moment in time where we should try and support you and your politics so that not only top down there's political will, but from bottom up people see changes and support this policy and reconcile.
Furthermore, Ambassador Hess introduced Honorary Ambassador Dr. Jenny Buraima, who will represent Germany in her work here in Zanzibar.
Thank you very much, Faida Ngaga. While Tanzania prepares to submit its second voluntary National Review 2023 report highlighting the progress made on the Sustainable Development Goals SDGs at the high-level political forum, the government says it has made progress in the implementation of the 17 goals focusing on education, health and water supply, a statement that is being supported by civil society organizations. Here's a report prepared by Renata Mzanje, read by Faida Ngaga.
Tanzania and other member countries of the United Nations in 2015 adopted the 2030 Agenda to implement 17 Sustainable Development Goals known as SDGs. In order to find out what has been achieved so far, the government meets with various stakeholders to hear their opinions about the progress that has been made so far. We must have concrete data with regards to the implementation of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We must show, for instance, how much poverty has been reduced or how have water supply services increased and so forth. That is why we felt it was necessary to have them in numbers. That is why we are working closely with the National Bureau of Statistics. Government leaders say that through the 5-year Sustainable Development Plan, several agendas have been successfully implemented.
We have built classrooms, washrooms, we have also bought books. Moreover, we have put into consideration the use of ICT. Teachers now teach with tools such as tablets. We have distributed tablets to all teachers in the country.
In the past, we didn't have schools with high-level buildings, but now we do. We also built 10 district hospitals and 1 regional hospital with COVID funds. We've also been able to connect people to electricity supply services.
There's an increase in water supply services in the rate of the eradication of poverty.
Some leaders of the civil society organizations commend the government for the progress that has been made in the implementation of the goals in the country. Tanzania has been doing a great job in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. For instance, Tanzania has been implementing the Inclusive Education Agenda, such that no one is being left behind. All children living with disabilities receive quality education from nursery school to higher learning institutions.
The Minister for Water, Juma Aweso, says 77% of rural areas and 88% in urban areas already have access to clean and safe water. He says the move is the part of the implementation of the goal of reaching 85% of rural areas and 95% of urban areas with clean and safe water by 2025. Here's a report prepared by Henry Mabumo, read by Kefa Igilo.
They are Muslim believers who have gathered here to witness the launch of a project to dig 200 community wells in Tanzania under the Mufti Development Fund, TMDF. We pray for the water to be safe so that they can help people in this country. During the launch, Minister of Water, Juma Aweso, reveals key aspects of implementation of various water projects in the 6th term government. We are looking forward to build more than 1,000 water projects to make sure we reach our targets. On the other hand, we have purchased the drilling rigs for the remaining 3,000 villages. Madam President has bought 25 drilling rigs. Every region will have its own drilling rigs to make sure swiftly access of water services. In urban water supply, Madam President has ensured we have enough resources to make sure we solve water problem. In addition, he has advised the Muslim Council of Tanzania, BAKWATA, to publicize their projects. We see great strategies and good job you're doing. What we have seen today, let the community know that you have done an awesome job. Through various programs, let us inform them on the great job you have done. Previously, the Mufti of Tanzania, Sheikh Abubakar Zubeir bin Ali, urged Muslim institutions to initiate economic development projects by using the experts they have to design projects. We're all urging all Muslims and every Muslim institution to have the financial freedom to operate independently. So, to establish economic ventures for the growth is our own responsibilities. It is not impressive when we always look for financial support. We need to stop this. The Mufti Development Fund, TMDF, aims to support the government's efforts in construction of development projects for the betterment of citizens.
The second edition of the Africa Health ExCon is underway in Cairo, Egypt, with health ministers and experts discussing ways to strengthen healthcare systems across the continent. It brings together 3,000 delegates, including ministers, chief executive officers, key figures from government entities, policymakers, and industry leaders from Africa and the Middle East. The main objective of the Africa Health ExCon is to position Africa as the continental hub for health innovation and trade. Abigail Tembo has more details from Cairo.
The African Health ExCon is the biggest medical exhibition and conference on the continent, bringing together leading manufacturers of medical consumables and specialists. Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga, who is also the Minister of Health and Child Care, is part of the delegates invited by the Egyptian government to attend the official opening of the conference, also graced by Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and health experts from the continent. Soon after the official opening, Vice President Chiwenga held a meeting with the Egyptian Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, where they discussed possible areas of cooperation between the two countries.
Today we were following up those areas that we discussed last year, and then the follow-ups which were done by our respective technical staff on all the areas of cooperation between Zimbabwe and the Arab Republic of Egypt, with emphasis on the health sector. We also touched on areas of interest, looking specifically at areas of cooperation in agriculture, in manufacturing, and the health sector, which I have talked about. So we touched on those areas in detail, on what needs to be done in terms of the agriculture. Egypt is very interested in us cooperating in the area. You are all aware that now the main threat facing the world is food security and food nutrition. So we shall be seeing a lot of cooperation in that area.
Vice President Chiwenga is part of the more than 1,200 speakers from over 90 countries taking part in the conference organized by the Egyptian Authority for Unified Procurement, Medical Supply and Technology Management and the Arab Hospitals Federation under the patronage of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi.
Precision Air Services PLC has announced to enter into partnership with the Stanbic Bank to enable customers around the world to make air ticket payments through the Stanbic Bank Visa debit card. Rehema Sibabili has more details on that.
Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the Precision Airline Group CEO Patrick Murray says the move will stimulate the development of the aviation sector in the country.
So this is one of the things that we are bringing in so that we can improve and we can improve efficiency and easy way of doing business in the country. As you know that somebody can be in Dar es Salaam, you want to do some maybe bringing someone from Mwanza, maybe a relative or some business people to come here. You don't need to move out of your office. You can just be on your meeting, continue with other activities that are going on, and purchase your ticket with Precision through the Stanbic Bank card.
On his part, the Stanbic Bank Head of Personal and Private Banking, Omar Mtiga, says the collaboration will enable Precision Air customers around the globe with Stanbic Visa debit card to buy air tickets more easily and conveniently.
This actually does not only benefit our two entities, but it benefits our customers as well, in the sense that a Stanbic Bank cardholder, whenever they want to use a Precision Air service, there is a discount of 5% that they'll enjoy, which makes it easier for them to enjoy the service, and whether it's themselves traveling in different parts of the country and outside the country as well, but also whenever they send a parcel and whatever that, and different services, then it just makes cost of accessing that service much cheaper.
Precision Air customers who are Stanbic customers will receive a 5% discount when purchasing their ticket using the Stanbic Bank Visa debit card. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Rehema Sebabili, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Rehema Sebabili. The world today marks World Ocean Day, which aims to inspire action of addressing challenges and protecting the fragile marine ecosystems. World Ocean Day serves as a platform to educate people about the critical role the ocean plays in sustaining life on Earth. In Zanzibar, tourists have been enjoying what the sea can offer, including nice beaches, balmy weather, and warm tropical waters. My colleague Swaumu Mavura from the island reports.
The beauty of beaches in Zanzibar is the major tourist attraction. The tropical weather attracts more tourists as the climate rarely happens in their countries.
The beach is very nice. It's warm at the Indian Ocean. Where we live in Australia, the Pacific Ocean can be cold. So the Indian Ocean was very nice. We're right at the north end of the island, and it's very pretty, and the feluccas and the boats and the fishermen. Yeah, it's very nice. The beach is lovely.
Zanzibar's famous is the spice island. The spices used to prepare food.
The seafood are really fresh, yeah? And there is a lot of spice to cook, and it's really great. Like octopus, prawns, lobster, it's really nice.
We have some of your chicken and some beef and rice, curries and the bread that you make, yeah.
Hospitality and culture of Zanzibarian makes tourists enjoy it more.
All the people have been very friendly and very helpful where we're staying. Everyone smiles and is happy. We've had a lovely time.
Most of the tourists visiting Zanzibar says they can't wait to come back again with friends and relatives.
I hope so. Yeah, asante sana, thank you.
Minister of Tourism and Heritage here in Zanzibar, Simai Mohamed Said, says more tourists are invited to visit Zanzibar.
The amazing Stone Town, which is a World Heritage Site, but of course the greater part of Stone Town as well. When you are driving outside the Stone Town, the greenery, the scenery, the people, the way of life, the spices, the food, the children waving at the visitors, our tourists. Zanzibar is just beautiful. You know, there's nowhere in Africa, probably in the whole world, you can find an island that is very unique, not far located from the mainland Africa, which has a very unique history, but also beautiful as a destination.
Most of the place where tourists prefer to visit here in Zanzibar is Stone Town, where they meet with local people who teach them some Swahili words and singing Swahili songs.
It's like Tambo, Jambo bwana, habari gani, mizuri sana, wageni, watulituisa. Zanzibar yetu. Hakuna matata.
Reporting from Zanzibar, Somo Mavura, TBC.
Very interesting there. Thank you very much, Som Mavura. Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. And here is international news as compiled by Dorothy Murray and read by Gloria Michael.
Fighting continues in the southern part of Sudan's capital, with residents caught in some of the fiercest clashes in nearly 8 weeks of conflict. Report says residents of southern Khartoum reported clashes on Thursday morning near the military complex as the Sudanese army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) fought to control it. A huge blaze had engulfed a fuel facility next to the complex, which also contains an arms manufacturing company. President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine says dead bodies are floating in flooded areas after the Nova Kakhovka Dam was destroyed. The vast Soviet-era hydroelectric dam collapsed early on Tuesday, unleashing torrents of water into the Dnipro that have resulted in widespread flooding. Ukrainian officials say thousands of people have been evacuated from their homes and that hundreds of thousands had no access to clean drinking water. They have warned that it could take years for affected farmland to recover. Russia and Ukraine have traded blame over the incident. Millions of people in North America have been advised to wear masks outdoors due to poor air quality levels sparked by intense wildfires in Canada. Canada say that people should wear a mask if they are unable to remain indoors. The smog is expected to spread beyond New York to the other East Coast areas. Officials warn that the dangerously smoky conditions are expected to persist into the weekend. People in several cities across the United States woke up on Thursday to hazardous air quality conditions. Much of the smoke is coming from Quebec, where 150 fires are burning. It's already Quebec's worst fire season on record. And 6 people, including 4 children, have been injured in a knife attack in a park in the French Alpine town of Annecy. Police says the attacker, who was shot in legs, overpowered and then arrested, is a Syrian man with refugee status in Sweden. Parliament observed a minute of silence for victims of the attack. The victims are as young as 3, with 2 children and a man in a life-threatening condition.
Very sad story there. That was international news. Sports news up next. In sports news, the president of the Tanzania Boxing Professional Regulatory Commission, Charembo Palasa, calls on boxing stakeholders in the country to register through digital platforms so as to obtain their licenses for the coming season. Palasa adds that any boxing stakeholder who will not register to get the license before the end of June will not feature next season.
I insist that all boxing stakeholders on the 1st of July, they should be registered so as to have a license, and also we expect to have a digital registration system whereby boxing stakeholders will register online wherever they will be. That will be faster and accurate.
The current boxing license will expire end of June, and now they are required to activate their details before the beginning of the new season, 1st of July. Tanzania tennis national team coach Salam Mvita says that the national team players are highly motivated to win Davis Cup tournament. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, Coach Mvita believes that his squad has been training hard and they will lift the trophy for the first time in history.
We started since last year to participate in Davis Cup. We finished 5 out of 9 teams, but this time we want to do better and finish in good position than last tournament, or even win the competition.
The Davis Cup tournament will start from June 19th. That was sports news, and now before we wind up, let us now take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Welcome for the next 24 hours weather forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. My name is Telezangasa. By starting with the atmospheric systems, we have few rainfall signals over areas along the coastal regions and northeastern highland. And for tonight, it is our expectation that areas over northern coast, southern coast are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, rain showers over few areas. Over Kilimanjaro, Manyara, and Ruvuma region, we expect to have partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over few area. The remaining part of the country is expected to feature partly cloudy condition. And for tomorrow, it is our expectation that areas of a northeastern highland, northern coast, and southern coast are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, rain showers over few areas. Over Njombe, Ruvuma, we expect to have partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over few areas. Over Kagera region, we expect to have partly cloudy condition, thunderstorms over few areas. The remaining part of the country for tomorrow is expected to feature partly cloudy condition. And now let's take a look on the 4 days weather forecast. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa Kingu. Good night.